Welcome to the Offsite Dirt Network. We're here to create trust, connection, and collaboration across the offsite construction industry, bringing together leaders, builders, and innovators shaping what's next. Through real stories, expert insights, and lived experiences, we're building a more connected future together. We're here on Offsite Dirt at the Advancing Prefab event 2026, and we're starting to find that the industry alone, which of course we'd be talking about data and the evolution of it. We have Richard Burroughs with Evolve, and he's going to give us a little bit of overview of what exactly his company does and how they do it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Audrey. Yeah, we're Evolve MEP. So we provide software to design and fabricate mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. So the trade contractors that are building America, things like data centers, they need tools to execute their work, and that's what we do.
And I love that you're talking about MEPs because that's one of the critical components of any type of building system, right?
That's exactly right, right? The things in the ceiling, it's the nervous system of the building effectively. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
really important work.
And so tell us about Evolve. Where did it start? How did it begin? And where's it going?
Great question. So we've been around since May 2016,
Okay.
and we worked with electrical contractors building Intel semiconductor facilities to help them automate some of their design. So how do I draw conduit? And then we've evolved that, pun intended, to today we're over 60 employees and we serve a nationwide host of contractors, about 600 contractors across 47 states and 15 countries for design and fabrication.
Is there one industry that you're seeing more evolve over other?
They look, all the MEP trades are advancing rapidly in their own eternal adoption of manufacturing methods. But we really are seeing a ton of growth in the electrical space. So it correlates largely with things like data centers. And these projects have to be built, they have to be built quickly. And the electrical is the largest portion of that project.
And when we're talking about MEPs and we're talking about all these different verticals, it really is the integration of these systems, right? So how does it particularly work with Evolve? Can you give us a quick overview?
Absolutely. It's a great question. So the beauty of modern construction is that it's done, like we say, out of sequence. So traditionally you had to wait for site readiness. So the concrete would be poured and you would go assess that actual condition of the site, take a measuring tape, if you will, and say, I need 10 feet of conduit here. Now all of that is done in advance, pre-planned with 3D design, and BIM is the common acronym.
Yep.
And then they're able to take those designs and break them up for consumption through procurement and fabrication. And they can produce that out of sequence. So it's ready. The second that site's ready, they can install it instantly. So the throughput is gained at the install. The building of the building can produce much more quickly.
I love that. So how does is it software that goes into the machinery? Can you clarify that for me? Because I was asking that before, because sometimes these things are the technology and the innovation is moving so quickly. Sometimes I don't know if we really all understand it.
Audrey, it's a great question. So there's three key pieces. There's software for users that sit on computers in the office designing these MEP systems. There is a web component where the company can have its core operations centralized, managing the consumption of those designs, ordering them for fabrication. And then the actual shop floor is a really exciting moment where you see the onset of machine automation for the first time for the electrical trades. So what was used to be mostly manual fabrication, manual bending of conduit or measuring or cutting,
Yes.
you're now seeing machines take that on, and our software sits within the machine control on the shop floor as well.
So finding that you have software that's sitting in these machines, do you have to have partnership with those machine owners?
Audrey, this is a perfect time to shout out some of those amazing ecosystem players. It takes OEMs like Okta Group and Kripa to supply things like CNC benders, Matthews Marking, Scotchman, and others. It takes the tooling companies to create custom tooling to work to fabricate conduit. It takes the conduit suppliers themselves, folks like Ziegelman. And then it also takes client partners to test these things in a production environment. And then it takes technology providers like ourselves to stitch all of that together into a scalable, mature process.
That does not sound easy.
It does not sound easy. It's a lot of coordination across a lot of tricky inputs.
And good for you for finding that, because these are the ways that we become more efficient,
Yes.
right? And that's the end goal.
You are exactly right. The armchair economist in me loves this. So if we look at the places you can invest to make productivity gains, labor is no longer one. We've all heard the oft-quoted labor shortage. It occurs in the field, it occurs in the shop, and it occurs in design. You have to make gains elsewhere. Investing in machines, investing in technology, investing in process innovation.
And we need that, and it's already evolving, as we like to say, right?
Absolutely.
And so for you being in that position and then seeing this massive growth, where do you think that things are going to go? I know that your software integrates into that. Do you feel like your software can integrate into robotics and having that as the next evolution of your product?
It's a great question. So today we integrate directly with robotics.
Wonderful. It's already there. See that? It's already happening.
We launched that product today, Audrey. It's perfect timing.
Oh my gosh, that's a victory right there. That's awesome. So who are you working with as far as maybe not naming out the companies, but where are you seeing the biggest growth? Are you seeing it in the data center principles, or where are you seeing it? Is it in healthcare? Because this is a big deal. This is a really big deal.
If we think in terms of construction spin sectors,
Yes.
the three that we're seeing roughly in order is data centers, advanced manufacturing, and healthcare.
Wow. Yes.
In terms of geography, the beauty of it is across the entire U.S. In terms of market segments, we see our clients expanding at equal rates from enterprise E&R top firms like Rosendin to mid-market firms and regional players as well. So the growth is dispersed very equally, which is a great sign for the American economy.
And did I hear you say that you are working outside of the U.S.?
Well, yes, we're in 15 countries.
Okay. And how has it been when you look at the progression of where those companies are? Because I feel like there's a lot of countries out there that have already been evolving this process with Evolve. And I feel like we're kind of like starting to get there. Is that a true assessment, or am I way off?
It's a great question. It's a complicated answer. You see a bit more things like federal regulations and requirements around design planning. So in certain phases of project delivery, places like the EU and the UK might be arguably a bit ahead. Arguably, again, with like an asterisk and a quote around that, right? But in terms of like the entire delivery of design to fabrication to field install, the US is by far the most integrated and seamless across all three of those critical work phases.
So we are actually evolving faster. We're moving systems and productivity and standardization. Why here? Why now at Advancing Prefab?
So CNC bending has been around, especially the automotive and aerospace sectors, literally for like SpaceX rocket parts, exhaust parts. It's been around for quite a long time, but it has not been made accessible to the electrical trades to make sense in a production environment, to make sense of the ROI for expensive machines until now. Like we talked about that ecosystem earlier, it takes all those players, including technology as the glue, to make it accessible to the market, and that's why the timing's right.
And we're talking about change management, and we're talking about a product for somebody else to use. How easy has it been for the people utilizing your product?
Yeah, UX is paramount. And so this is probably too much nuance, but you have a way to manage your shop operations, which is typically called like a work order system. And many clients have built their own versions of that. And we recognize that, but they still need to make sense of purchasing and using machines. And so we've designed the product to focus narrowly on that, to couple with any of their, like an ERP or an MES system that they may have for their shop floor already, so they can get that production rate gain for CNC bending day one.
That's so great. That's so great to hear. Last year, I was at Data Center World in Washington, D.C., and the amount of electrical that we were talking and power and energy in order to make those systems work was really incredible. It was, I felt like I was in Vegas for like the data center world, right? But the one thing about it that I really loved was there was a lot of people talking about how they were integrating and how they were using it and how it was happening. And it's great to see that you've already kind of completed that in a process and a system that they can use today.
Yep.
And that's wonderful.
We like to think so. We can't be the judge of that. That's our clients, that's the market, but we are trying to help move the industry forward.
And there you go. And not only are MEPs becoming the place setter for the build project, they're also finding efficiencies with software that can do that. Thank you for being here today.
Audrey, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you for being here as well. And that's the Dirt on Offsite Dirt at Advancing Prefab 2026. Thank you for being a part of Offsite Dirt Network. If you believe in building with trust, connection, and collaboration, you're in the right place. Explore more stories, insights, and expert voices at offsitedirtnetwork.com. and stay connected to what's next in offsite construction.